and welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Decades Challenge. Today we are in the second part of 1317. The first part started well enough with Noah succeeding his teen role and Esther succeeding her child role. And we also got to spend some more time with potential spouses for our teens. Frederik Jr. in particular spent some quality time with Eleonora, but things just sort of went downhill from there, with Stephanie dying of embarrassment and then Brayden dying of yet another cardiac explosion. I ended up cheating this away because I actually meant to disable the emotional deaths, but I didn't restart my game, so of course everyone saw this coming. But in any case, it's been dealt with, and I am so sorry for cheating. I promise this is the last time I resurrect Brayden. He is now on a 3-year streak of dying, so if he dies again, there will not be any pleading. We are just going to have to let him go. The last day ended with poor Alexander passing out on the floor and Esther sleeping on a bench because I forgot to buy her a bed. So as you can see, things are really going great for our family right now. Alright, so it is the next morning and everything seems to be under control. We have very little food left for the day. This is all that's left. Since we weren't using the wicker station, I went ahead and got a saloon because another one of the items that we got from trading in our animals was a bunch of wool. So with this loom by Jane Simpson, we can actually spin the wool into thread or into yarn. So the yarn can be used for knitting and the thread can be used for cross stitching. So those are some hobbies that we might be able to get into. So everybody is slowly waking up even though it's noon. Their schedule is completely messed up. But we do have one last death that we rolled that hasn't happened yet. And I think it's about time that we get that one out of the way. And so Frederik here, our main sim, our poor loner who has had so many children, he has been sick for a while and he has not gotten any better. And I think that it's time that he, like his sister and her family, succumbed to that illness. So, poor Frederik, I'm gonna have to get you out of bed, and we are going to have to say goodbye. I deliberated for a long time whether or not I should plead for Frederik, but I ultimately decided that I won't, simply because it is now Brayden's turn to be head of our household, and we are going to be getting him married soon, and I think it's time that we said goodbye to Frederik and that we start concentrating on the next generation. Oh, look at poor Brayden. I think it's kind of sinking in that he's the next one in line to start taking care of all of his younger siblings and his mom, and he is now going to be the man of the house. Noah's the one looking a bit jealous here, but we're gonna ignore that. Oh man, I hate seeing everybody so sad. I'm sorry, Frederik, but I won't be pleading for you. I know I said I'd be doing a memorial every time one of our main Sims dies, but since it will be the end of the decade soon, I don't want to go through all, remembering all of the Sims who died. Oh. I don't want to go through all of that twice, so I think what we're going to do is that we're going to invite a few friends and family over as a sort of wake for Frederik. And we are going to have a bit of an overview of what his life has been like. And we are only going to do a slideshow of all the Sims who died at the end of the decade, just so that we don't go through it too many times. So today is going to be about Frederik. We are going to be dragging his tombstone over here next to the rest of the family. All right, so It is almost the end of the day, so we're gonna have... Oh, look at Stephanie and Frederik. Oh, the siblings supporting each other in this time of loss. I didn't even direct them to do this, but the entire family just decided to come and mourn Frederik. And of course it's raining. Poor Rosemary. She just lost her soulmate. And I think this is probably going to cement Stephanie's determination to stay with her mom, because she doesn't want her mom, you know, to be lonely and to feel like she's been left behind by everybody who passed away. So I think Stephanie is going to stay behind to be some emotional support. And of course she's hysterical. This is a great moment to be hysterical, Stephanie. And we even have poor Gabriella here, whose parents passed away, and Frederik became her second father, even though he's her half-brother. And now she's just lost him as well. So it's a sad end to the famine, but at least we've made it through with all of our children, despite Brayden's best attempts at trying to pass away. But we entered the famine with 9 kids, and we are coming out of the famine with 9 kids. We are now at the Revere's household, and this is where we are going to be spending the last day of 1317. Gemma and Lucan have just arrived, and the children are waking up to the happy surprise that their mother is back. and I am going to have Lucan come and tell them a story. Let's say a dramatic story. So he is going to reveal that Gemma was not, in fact, dead, and she had actually been sent to a monastery to recover from her illness under the care of the clergy. According to Lucan, Sir Amos lied to everyone and told them that Gemma had passed away because he was sure that she wouldn't make it through, and he wanted to avoid giving false hope to the children. So Auguste and Julien are 7 and 4 at the moment, so they're just gonna gobble that right up, and they're gonna come and hug their mama. Hug lovingly. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Meanwhile, Miriam and Gamal over here are probably gonna be a little more reluctant to believe him, but obviously they're not gonna say anything. Miriam in particular, I think, is starting to be quite fearful of Lucan because she can only imagine the lengths that Lucan has gone to, first to get rid of Sir Amos and now to resurrect Gemma. Her only consolation at this point is that Gemma might actually be the only person able to somewhat keep Lucan under control. So for the children's sake, she's probably quite happy that Gemma's back. So now that Gemma has been resurrected, I just want to... Oh yeah, they are celebrating her return. Let's take a quick look at her traits. You'll notice that she still has the hot-headed and materialistic traits, but I have replaced hates children with romantic, simply because I think dying might have given her a new outlook on family and what it means to her, and I feel like the romantic trait is a pretty aligned with the way that she's been acting so far. I also added the erratic trait, because while everyone else who died and came back was immediately resurrected by Grimm, Gemma was gone for 3 whole years. So I feel like it would make sense that the longer you've been gone, the less of you can be brought back. So Gemma might have some bizarre side effects from being resurrected so long after she originally died. I am going to have her talk to her kids a little and catch up on everything. Here, check in. Her children look quite a bit older than they were the last time she saw them, and of course the first thing that she's gonna learn as she comes back is that her husband has been killed and she is now a widow. Sir Amos's lands and title have passed to Sir Lucan, and his wealth has been distributed between his 4 sons. And oh my god, this is so chaotic. Yeah, we're gonna cancel the summer solstice just because these guys are going completely crazy with the autonomous interactions here. Amos's wealth was distributed between his 4 sons, and of course, she's also going to learn that Tobias has gotten married and moved to Willow Creek, which kind of leaves her at the mercy of Sir Lucan at the moment because Sir Amos didn't actually leave her with anything since she was dead. According to Sir Lucan, he was named as the guardian of her sons, so that means he currently has control over their inheritance. And of course, all of this news is not enough to overpower her incredibly flirty mood, which I guess is on brand for our dear Gemma. So once she's done catching up with her sons, I think the first order of business is going to be to have these 2 sneak off to have a little discussion about the future. And she's now self-absorbed. Okay, sure. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna have these 2 come up here so that they can have a private discussion. You might notice that her first wishes, now that she's back from the dead, are to woohoo and to embrace Stuart, the peasant husband that she ran away from. So just in case we end up with a pregnancy soon, we are going to have to get Gemma married sooner rather than later. All right, I'll have her blow a kiss before she gets into talking about marriage. I don't know where talk about marriage is, so I'm just gonna have them have a deep conversation. Lucan is probably feeling quite secure with his land and his title, so he might not actually see the point in rushing a wedding. Like, he might be at a point where he doesn't really care about what people think or say about them. And he probably isn't even thinking about what it would mean for Gemma to have children out of wedlock. Especially now that she's essentially penniless, she is not in the greatest of positions. So we're going to have Gemma, oh yeah, there we go. We're gonna have her flirt a little. Oh, kiss hands, why not? You know, she's a cunning lady. She probably realizes that she is not going to get a ring by appealing to his better nature. So she is going to be telling him that she wants nothing more than to be his wife and to belong to him after spending so much time pretending to be in love with Sir Amos. And I think she's going to lay it on thick and be sure to remind him about his father as much as she can, so that all he's going to want to do is get rid of his memory and make sure that what's remembered is not that she's Sir Amos's widow, but that she's Lucan's wife. And I mean, he is very flirty as well. What's this? Oh, appealing sim, right. The lover personality, sinister. Yeah, we knew that about these guys already. So, what? Did they just be proposition? You guys, you just can't keep it in your pants, can you? Okay. We are going to let them have a little bit of privacy. And I think I am going to have him propose to her after all that. I guess this was a little woohoo to, seal the deal sort of thing. And the worst part is that the autonomy is off right now. I turned off the autonomy so that I wouldn't have anyone come and interrupt them while they were talking, and there was still autonomy to have them proposition each other, so I don't know what that's about. Alright, you two. Let's have this guy propose. I love that he can congratulate her on her marriage, but she's actually a widow now. There we go. Let's go for the proposal. Good reputation. Oh dear. Even when he's proposing, Lucan looks a little bit evil. Gemma might finally be getting her happy ending. That's right, these two are back to cause trouble and create drama. Now that Lucan proposed, he's feeling particularly loyal and committed to his relationships. Oh, I kind of like that for him. He might be evil, but he's loyal to the people he actually does love. All right. Okay, I can roll with that. I kind of do want to get her pregnant again because she still has 3 pregnancy attempts left. So I'm going to have them seal the deal again and have them have a little woohoo. Before I forget, we do have 2 birthdays to take care of here, and the first of those birthdays, oh, actually it's these 2. There, that's perfect. We are going to do Julien's child role first. Julien, who is looking quite upset at being awake. Our dear little Julien needs to avoid a 9 or a 19. Oh no. Gemma came back to life just to see her son die? Really? Oh man. Man, these side households have no luck at all. I mean, it's probably a good thing that all the luck went to my main household, but baby Julien. Oh no. See, Gemma's probably going to see this as karma. Her husband was murdered, and then a witch was murdered to bring her back to life, and now her son gets taken away. This is so sad. We're gonna roll for Gamal as well, just in case he also fails his roll. Then we're gonna have Grim come for both of them at the same time. So Gamal needs to avoid a 2 and a 6. And Gamal is fine. Okay. Oh man. Alright, so I'm going to have everybody... Wait, can I get somebody confident? Here, Auguste is confident. So that's good. And do we have any mirrors here? Can I get everybody confident? I need to plead for this kid. And Grim was kind of nice to us during the famine. I mean, none of my pleading has ever succeeded until the famine. So if we're lucky, maybe he's going to let us save one more sim before the end of the famine? Let's see. Okay, let's just have everybody come over here. Maybe Gemma can seduce the Grim Reaper into letting her son live. Oh man, it's so horrible to watch this. I had him die of starvation just because we're still... Oh, and now Lucan is gloomy. Just because I feel like since we're still in the famine, it would make sense for him to have died as a result of that. Okay, here Grim is. And I think I'm going to have Gemma try and seduce the Grim Reaper into letting her son live. Seduce into sparing Julien. Come on, Gemma. Oh, poor Miriam. Even Lucan is shocked and sad. Oh. Oh. He just laughed at her. Oh no. Poor Gemma. I was so sure it would work. Oh, even Lucan is here crying. Alright, well, it is what it is. Maybe Lucan should have seduced him. Julien is now gone. I'm gonna move his little tombstone next to Sir Amos's over here. Oh, and I did not put Sir Amos's tombstone over here. I may have forgotten. Well, we already brought Gemma back to life. I'm not sure we can really get away with bringing back anybody else, so I'm gonna leave it like this. They still have a few chances of having more children, so that means that whatever Julien inherited from his father's death has probably gone to Gemma. And where is she going? Oh, she's going to mourn her little boy. Okay, well, what can we do now? I feel like it would be kind of odd to have them get married immediately after she loses her son, but at the same time, maybe not. Maybe Lucan wants to reassure her that he is going to be taking care of her and that she will want for nothing. And, you know, maybe he's trying to make her feel better by saying, you know, by really committing to their relationship. And even if he's evil, I don't think he's entirely without compassion. Lost another lost another sibling. Well, we have our answer. Julien was actually Amos's son. So, that's interesting. Right, so, as I was saying, I think Gemma and Lucan might actually go ahead and speed up their marriage, especially with all of the deaths that have been happening. They're not going to be doing anything big. I think they're going to keep it very private and quiet, especially because Gemma might actually already be pregnant. So I am just going to have them come over here. I'm going to have Miriam prepare something nice as a meal to celebrate their wedding. Roasted pheasant. Yeah, that sounds perfect. So Miriam is going to make a nice meal for them, and I am going to get these two married immediately because we need to start making more babies because one of our side households has only 5 kids left. They have not yet aged up into teens, and now we only have 1 kid left in this side household. So that's going swimmingly. Elope immediately. Because besides, I don't even know who we would invite to this wedding, you know? Like, all of her siblings are dead, and her family doesn't really know that she's here. But it just bugged out. Okay, take 2. And it bugged out again. Alright, there we go. It's finally working. So, these two are going to get married real quick. Aww. Even if they're villains, they're quite cute. Aww. Alright, so they're having their very first kiss? Doubtful. Alright, so we are going to seal the deal once more, and I think I am going to have them try for baby this time, just so that we complete all of the pregnancy attempts that Gemma is allowed, And now that she doesn't quite hate children as much. And I just noticed that Gemma's hunger bar was already going down pretty fast, so I think she may have already been pregnant before the woohoo. Need a challenge? No, I think we're good. Thanks. There is going to be a new addition to this household. There we go. How does he feel about having kids? Yeah, he would be happy. So that's great. Oh. So I'm actually going to have her tell him the good news. Unwanted pregnancy. Wait a second. Did I? Oops. I forgot to change that. There, I just wanted to have her be neutral. Okay, so let's try this again. Announce news of pregnancy. And I have a feeling he is going to be a lot happier than Amos was when he got this news. Yeah, there we go. He's happy. I just noticed their friendship isn't all that high. Sir Lucan cheated on Gemma? No, he didn't. Did he? I don't think he did. Oh, wait, yes he did. All right, yeah, he slept with Marie. Oops, forgot about that. So, our poor child Auguste here, now the only living child of Gemma's. He was getting along quite well with his brother, so I think he probably feels the loss quite deeply. I'm gonna have him come and socialize with the chickens a little. Poor kid. You know, he wants to be a hero, to save people, and even the chickens don't like him. Poor kid. He wants to be a hero to save people, and yet there was nothing he could do to save his little brother. I can just imagine when Tobias learns of everything that happened, because at some point, somebody's going to tell him, right? Maybe Miriam at some point is going to get a message across to him. I don't know. But, Tobias is probably going to not be very happy about everything that's happened since he's been gone. I heard about the passing of someone special to you. No, Tobias, you did not hear about that yet. Congratulations on getting married to Emma. I hope you two are very happy together. Yeah, no, Tobias would not be happy. You know, if Gemma hadn't passed away and Amos died during the famine, Gemma would probably be marrying Tobias right now. Because Lucan was supposed to have eloped with Marie. But, what? Emma has been feeling really calm and cheerful lately. Has Emma learned to temper down her hot-headed behavior? Well, maybe. If we forget about the fact that her son passed away, I think her hot-headed trait might have been mostly about how angry she was over her situation in life, and now everything's just sort of settled down. She's gotten pretty much everything she wants. So yeah, sure. Let's have Gemma be cheerful from now on. You better not die in childbirth, girl. Hey Emma, it's me, Tobias. Do you want to go out on a date? Sorry, Tobias. You're a little bit too far for that. Otherwise, she probably would have said yes. He wants to console Auguste about death. Yeah, I think he will. Man, there's been a lot of death in this family. Like, I'm just thinking about the number of times. Hey, Auguste, it's me, Gabriella. Do you want to come over to play? I don't think Gabriella knows he exists. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about the number of times that Lucan has consoled Auguste. Like, his mom died, then his dad died, now his brother died. It is just such a mess. Poor family. So Auguste wants to make a friend. I think in between episodes I am going to have to add in a few families. Just so that Auguste can have some friends his own age to play with. And he's also going to need, you know, some young ladies to meet for when he's going to grow up and be eligible to get married. Oh, and Lucan is going to mourn Julien autonomously. This is so sad. We have reached the end of the year, and so I am going to be leaving this part here. The famine really ended with a bang. I thought our main sim Frederik would be our only death, but we also lost poor little Julien, and we almost lost Stephanie and Brayden due to sim shenanigans. The famine was really a wild ride, and I was a little worried that the period after the famine would get a little boring since the next big event is the war in another 20 years. But honestly, a little peace might be just what we need. Next year, I am planning to get Brayden at least engaged and possibly also married, and we also have Gabriella's teen role to do and Alexander's child role. I would also like to look in on the 5 orphans from the Baker household, and of course, we are going to have Gemma, who is going to be giving birth for the first time in a while. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and thank you to everyone who has voted in the poll to decide Brayden's future spouse. I will be seeing you all in the next one.